Is your pool cloudy again? Are your kids complaining of stinging eyes? Or worse, are you fighting algae that just won't quit? You're doing everything right, but your pool's pH is sabotaging you? Imagine your pool's pH is like a moody teenager. 1 minute it's balanced, the next minute it's in a full-blown meltdown. You're not just throwing chemicals in, you're battling multiple personalities in your pool's chemistry. What if I told you that your pool's waterfall, fountain, or even the salt system is the secret reason that your pH is high? Or that you're wasting money on chlorine because your pH is making it useless? Stay with me, because in the next 5 minutes I'm going to show you how to stop guessing, how to decode these quirks, and unlock the secret to perpetually sparkling water. So what is pH? On paper, it's a scale from 0 to 14, but in your pool, it's a personality of your water and it dictates everything. The sweet spot, the Zen zone, as I call it, is going to be between 7.4 and 7.6. Why? Well, because this is the range where swimmers are most comfortable and where your chlorine works at its peak power. And that's the shocking truth. If your pH is too high, say 8.0, you're wasting 80 cents of every dollar you're spending on chlorine. It's just not working, and that's why your water is cloudy and the algae's moving in. And if your pH is too low or acidic, you're not just stinging your eyes, you're literally corroding your pool's heater, your pump seals, or your liner if you have one. That's an expensive mood swing. So why is your pH so unstable? Well, it's being attacked 24/7 by 4 main culprits. Number one, the environment. When it rains, it's not just water coming into your pool, it's acidic water. A heavy storm can tank your pH. Same with leaves, pollen, and debris. As they decompose, they can throw your chemistry off. Culprit number 2 is the swimmers. A heavy bather load or a big pool party is a pH nightmare. Sunscreens, body oils, sweat, it all forces the pH to change. Culprit number 3 is the chemicals. Did you just shock your pool? If you used Cal Hypo Shock, you just raised your pH. It's a key ingredient. Culprit number 4 is aeration. If you have features like a waterfall or a fountain, or really anything that splashes in your pool, it's beautiful, but it's forcing carbon dioxide out of your water, which raises pH. This is the number one reason why people with water features or salt systems, which also cause aeration, are constantly battling high pH. Okay, this is the most important part of the video. If you get this, you've mastered 90% of pool chemistry. We need to talk about total alkalinity, or TA. So if pH is the mood of your pool, then total alkalinity is the mood stabilizer. So think of it like that mood stabilizing medication that you think your teenager might need. It's a buffer. It anchors your pH and prevents those wild mood swings or pH bounce. If your TA is too low, then your pH has no anchor and it will swing wildly. If your TA is too high, then your pH can become stuck and it'll refuse to move. Here's the golden rule of pool chemistry. Always test and balance your total alkalinity before you try to fix your pH. The ideal range for total alkalinity is between 80 and 120 parts per million. All right, now let's fix your pool. You've tested your water and your TA is in the 80 to 120 parts per million range. Now we tackle your pH. Scenario number 1 is that your pH is too high. This is the most common problem. The symptoms: cloudy water, scale building up, and your chlorine is just not working. The fix is you need a pH reducer. This is usually going to be uric acid or sodium bisulfate, which is a dry acid. I use this one made by our sponsor Aqueduct. Now here's a pro tip. Walk around your pool and pour this in the deep end slowly. Let your pump circulate for about 4 to 6 hours and then come back and retest. Don't try to add it all at once. Now, scenario number 2 is that your pH is too low, much less common. The symptoms could be that your eyes are stinging, or even worse, you're seeing etching on your pool surfaces. The fix: you need a pH increaser like this one made by our sponsor Aqueduct. It comes in both a liquid and a granular form, and it's basically soda ash or sodium carbonate. Wait, hold up there a second, Mr. Pool Guy. Isn't that basically just baking soda? No. Baking soda, sodium bicarbonate, is for raising alkalinity. Soda ash, sodium carbonate, is for raising pH. They are not the same. And the fix is simple. Whether you got the granular or the liquid form, you're either going to pre-dissolve it or dilute it into a bucket of pool water and then pour it into your pool. Once you're done, let your pump circulate and retest it in a few hours. Tired of playing chemist every day? There are 2 ways to get ahead. Let's say your alkalinity is too high, but your pH is perfect. The trick is how you add your acid. Now, here's a critical safety warning. You can never use the pooling method on a vinyl liner pool, a fiberglass pool, or a painted pool. The concentrated acid will pool on the surface and will permanently bleach or destroy the pool's surface. This technique can only be used on a gunite, plaster, or PebbleTech pool. Even then, you must do it with extreme caution. This is a last resort advanced technique used only when your total alkalinity is stubbornly high and isn't responding to routine acid additions with the pump running. Instead of walking around the pool, turn your pump off and pour it into one single spot in the deep end. This is called a pooling method and targets alkalinity more than pH. And the second thing is what I like to call the 2025-2026 smart pool fix. The future of pool care, like everything else, is digital. This Eagle Ray, for instance, is a digital water tester from our sponsor Aquedoc. It gives you detailed test results and dosing instructions using their Smart Splash app. And if you want to go full pro, you can install an automated dosing system. These controllers test your water in real time and use a small pump to deliver a tiny dose of acid to keep your pH in that Zen zone always. If you're willing to invest in one of those systems, it's the ultimate stop-guessing tool. Mastering your pool's pH isn't about being a chemist, it's more about being a detective. Your new routine is simple. Test your water 2 to 3 times a week and always after a rainstorm or a big pool party. Check your total alkalinity first, get that 80 to 120 parts per million buffer in place. Adjust the pH second, aim for that 7.4 to 7.6 Zen zone. Do that, you'll save money on chemicals, protect your pool equipment, and finally get that crystal clear water that you've been waiting for. You've just mastered the personality of your pool, but what about its immune system? In a future video, we're going to address chlorine and the free versus combined chlorine numbers that you must know. I want to thank our sponsor Aquedoc once again. They're a U.S. company making pool chemicals right here in the States. They support the Wounded Warrior Project all year long, and they give them an extra donation for every video like this one that we partner on. All the links to the products that I mentioned are down in the description. Using those helps support the channel, and I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching Clearwater Chronicles, and remember, belly flops build character.